Ho, 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 ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so what we have here, we have the ported G660, has the Exile muffler mod on there, Exile performance saws. And this right here is from TristarSupplyLLC.com. Check them out. Last time I ran this, it runs really good, right? And we're far from finished. I'm actually getting ready to, no matter how it runs right now, I'm gonna break back into it and do some more stuff to that cylinder. So I'm actually building this to race at Sawfest. It's a firewood race, you know, so nothing really special is going on here. However, there are more little tips and tricks that I want to do to this thing. But right now, I just did a timing advance, and we want to see if it can more easily pull the RPM. Before, with this whole setup and without the timing advance, it was very difficult for me to get this thing to pull 13,000 RPMs in a free revving situation. So here we go. We're going to try it. All right, right now it's already, I've got it just basic tune in right here. It might be a little bit too lean, it might be a little bit too fat. We're gonna see what it does in the wood, but it's already, I got it up to 13,900. All right, so we picked up our RPM. Son of a, but I wanna be cool like Buckin'. And before I do this, yesterday it was wanting to run at about 10,400 in this cut right here. Here we go, cool like Buckin'. Ah, no. $11,200. 200. All right, so clearly the first run I was too lean, gave it a little bit more fuel. I hit 12,200 right here. And then by the time I got really into the meat of it, we stayed like a rock steady, I think it was 11,600. So we're pretty good. We're pretty good. It wants to pull the RPMs now. Now at this point, we need to give it some more fuel at the higher RPMs. How do you do that, Bodie? Well, the way you do that is you raise the upper transfers. By raising the upper transfers, yes, you are changing things around. The saw is running really good right now. Do I want to go and do something like that? Do I want to go and mess around and possibly screw up the transfers? Yes, I do. Because now it's wanting to run in the higher RPM range, but we need to do something to give it more power in that range, which means we need to have more time for the transfers to be open, because the piston in that upper RPM range is moving a lot faster and those ports close off faster. We want to make sure we have enough time for all of the fuel and air mixture that's in the crankcase to get up to the top end. All right, so will we lose a little bit on the bottom end side of it? Possibly, but we don't give a shit. This is for racing, right? So real quick here, we're going to do one solid cut like we've been doing so that we can compare it to what it was before. I'm hoping to get sub 20 seconds on this. We'll see. Enough with the fine-tuning BS. All right, so did I get to the sub 20 second range? I don't know. I hit a little spot here. I think maybe my dogs got caught and I got a little bit stalled there for a second. But other than that, it seemed like it was a good run, and it seems like it's actually running now. It really seems like it's running like Ike Turner does, my 084 that was built by Jeff Seacombe. Yeah, it's running great. Great. Okay. Anybody out there that had a Steel 660 to run like this would be happy. Okay. But there's still more in it. We got to go back in and get more. I think I could actually do a little bit more timing on it too. And I might, just a little bit. The amount of timing, I know you guys are going to want to ask, how many degrees did I advance it? I don't know. What I did was I took 17 thousandths of an inch off of the keyway. Whatever that leads to, A lot of people like to do it by counting the fins on the flywheel. It was about 1/4 of a fin spacing. You know, I think I can probably go a little bit higher than that, a little bit higher. So yeah, on to the next step, which is to break it all back down and get in there to that cylinder and do some more work. Happy. It's running great. Okay, so small advancements here and there. I would have thought that made a bigger difference, but you know, we gained a second. Before the timing advance, my best time was 21:05, and that's what you see right here. And with the timing advance, I got 20:22. So I did not get sub 20 seconds yet, but I mean, so if you guys are wondering why I'm saying it runs like Ike Turner, but Ike Turner was clearly faster in this cut with the C83 chain, it's because of the C83 chain. So I bet you if I put a C83 chain on that bar and went right back out there, I would get that cut in 17 seconds. But we're not there yet. We're just constant testing, seeing how it goes, getting closer and closer to the end goal where I say, okay, that's it. I've done everything that I can do to get it to run where it needs to. But very, very happy. I really wanted to be into the 19-second range, though. I wanted to be sub 20 seconds with that cut. And if I had given it just a little bit more fuel, it may have backed off a little bit more fuel, whatever. But there's only so much we can do. And we got a lot more to do to this saw. I definitely think I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit more timing advance, though. So the keyway, I removed 17 thousandths of an inch off of it. I'm going to go ahead and make that an even 20. Put it back together, see how she runs. But all of the next step, the next time you see it, I'm pretty sure is going to be with everything that I can think of, and except for one thing. There is one thing that I will leave out until the race day, and I won't tell anybody about it until after the races because I don't want anybody to steal my idea. So, anyways, we'll see how it goes and how much more power I can get out of this thing. But there are a lot of little teeny tiny things here and there, and you'll see most of them before the races and stuff. But yeah, I'm happy with the progress that's being made. We're constantly one step forward, one step forward. Doug, crazy feller, you had made reference to maybe that's what it takes, just a little bit at a time or something. That is exactly right. That's how race saws become race saws, because little teeny tiny things add up to big things. This timing advance gained me 1 second. The next thing I do might gain me another second, and then the next thing I do after that make me maybe another second. But each one of those little tiny incremental advancements do make the difference and get you from what we start out before with this saw. We went from 32 seconds in the cut to now we're down to 20 seconds. With a regular port job, just basic, yeah, I wasn't even finished with that yet, but with the regular port job, we were at 22 seconds, 24 seconds, you know. Then the muffler mod got us down to 21:05, best time. Most of those times were like 22:05. But anyways, incremental. little bit by little bit by little bit. So, for example, one of the next things I'm going to do is to the spark plug, and it's a tiny thing. It's a teeny tiny thing. It would make little to no sense to do it on a saw that you just want to go out and cut wood with, because heck, the amount of time that it saves you might not even be registerable. But remember, whenever I built the Wild thing, and until it gets beat, it's the fastest Wild thing in the world. Okay? Now, it'll get, I kind of hope that it gets beat this year, because, I want to see it advance and everything like that. But my point is between me and second place, which was Eric Nickel, I think that literally it was 4/100ths of a second. So, you with me? The little trick that I'm going to do to the spark plug might be the difference between a loss and a win. Because whenever you're racing, all of that little bullshit that I'm like, that's not even worth my time and effort, right? All of those little teeny tiny things. Well, whenever you're actually racing, it can be really, really, really close. And the difference between this saw and this saw is fine as frog's hair, okay? It's like, there ain't nothing there. So any little thing you can do, like the trick to the spark plug, can be the difference between a win and a loss. So, second place is just first place loser.